Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we're taking a look at my boy Snorlax from the Pokemon Go expansion set. Snorlax is a basic Pokemon with 150 HP, and we're going to be using this mostly for its ability Block. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon cannot retreat. So our whole strategy for this control deck is to trap our opponent in the active spot, and then we will patiently wait until they deck out. As long as you can keep up with your opponent's setup, you should be able to make them expend their switching resources, and when this happens, they will not be able to get their Pokemon out of the active spot. To pair with Snorlax, I'm using VENUSAUR with the Loopy Lasso ability. Once during your turn, you can flip a coin. If heads, you can switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon, and then the new active Pokemon is poisoned and asleep. This basically allows you to have access to Pokemon Catcher every turn. If successful, you will have control which Pokemon your opponent will have in their active spot. And not only that, the poison will slowly add damage to your opponent's Pokemon, and the sleep will make it harder for them to retreat as well, as long as your opponent continues to flip tails between checkup. The only challenge is setting it up since it's a stage 2 Pokemon. And to further limit your opponent's resources, I'm also using Galarian Obstagoon with the Wicked Ruler ability. Once during your turn, you may have your opponent discard the cards in their hand until they only have 4 cards left. And of course, Miltank is a great wall against V Pokemon with the Miracle Body ability. Pokemon V will not be able to damage it. And this will be our main attacker in this build if our control strategy doesn't work out. It has the attack route for 2 colorless energy, it deals 10 plus damage and 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and we can use the twin energy to power up this attack. So this attack can deal anywhere from 10 to 110 damage. As for my support Pokemon, of course I have Snorlax with the Gourmandize ability, and I also have Radiant Venusaur with the Sunny Bloom ability. Once at the end of your turn, you can draw cards until you have 4 cards in your hand. As for the other cards worth noting, I have 3 copies of Crushing Hammer. With a successful coin flip, you can discard one of your opponent's energies in play. This is meant to disable your opponent from attacking. I also have Galar Mine Stadium, increasing both active Pokemon's retreat cost by 2, making it more difficult for your opponent to retreat. One important aspect that I incorporated in this build is the Infinite Loop strategy between Celine, Team Yell's Cheer, and Palpad. With Celine, you can flip 2 coins, and for each heads, you can put any card from your discard pile to the top of your deck in order. Team Yell's Cheer allows you to shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon or support card from your discard pile back to the deck, and Palpad allows you to shuffle 2 support cards from the discard pile back to the deck. So between these 3 cards that recover each other, you can never deck out. I do have one other variant build where I included a 1/1 line of Slowbro with a Twilight Inspiration attack. For 2 colorless energy, if your opponent only has 1 prize card left remaining, you can take 2 prizes of your own. So with this, if you can trap your opponent's Pokemon that cannot attack in the active spot, you may still be able to win the game by simply taking all of the prizes. While the cards in this build may seem simple enough to use, piloting it can be complicated, and it really requires patience. However, with good planning, along with some good RNG, you may be able to win some games with this unique strategy. And that's pretty much it. You can find a complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Snorlax. Alright, let's get into this first match. My opponent will go first, and we're gonna mulligan this one. And just as a reminder, guys, as with any control strategy, it takes a lot of patience and it takes a while for you to win games sometimes. So just as a warning. We're gonna start this one with a Snorlax in the active, blocking the front door of that house. Yeah, that reminds me of like how they picture dogs sleeping in the front porch, usually in the countryside. But that's Snorlax. He's blocking the whole thing though. You can't even get around it. So my opponent's gonna start off with the Zigzagoon in their active spot, and they're using Hisuian Samurott VSTAR build. Alright, this is gonna be an interesting match. So we're using Miltank, and they can just get through that if they put enough damage counter to it. We got a Zigzagoon here and a Miltank. could grab a Miltank. We have Zigzagoon, which means we have another one from our deck, but I'll just set up my Bulbasaur for now, and then I'll grab a Zigzagoon. Then I'll just use ping damage to their Hisuian Samurott. Then I'm just going to use Professor's Research, allowing us to draw into more cards, and we got Radiant VENUSAUR. We have a lot of cards on hand, so it doesn't activate VENUSAUR's ability, but we got another Snorlax blocking the door. And as of right now, because our Snorlax in the active is preventing their Zigzagoon from retreating, putting energy to their Zigzagoon is not going to help them retreat. They need like a scoop up net, a switch, or something. And that's what makes Snorlax great. When it comes to control, Snorlax is great for that. And I think that's really what you just want to focus on. And that's what I did in this build. And I'm hoping to showcase that thoroughly in this match. We have a scoop up net. There it is. Getting their Zigzagoon out of the active. Reusing it again. Dealing chip damage. And then all they need is one more dark energy to their Hisuian Samurott VSTAR. And then they can get a knockout. So Samurott VSTAR requires that their opponent's Pokemon has a damage counter to it to deal 220 damage. But if not, it only deals 100 or so damage. So there's the Merciless Blade attack, dealing 220 damage. And they also have the Temple of Sinnoh. Alright, we got heads on that. Crushing Hammer, which is really great. They did disrupt our hand here, so let me just boss this guy into the active. Can use Radiant VENUSAUR's ability to draw into more cards. So we got an Evolution Incense. We can use that to evolve into our VENUSAUR with the loop ability. Then that allows us to flip a coin, and then if it's heads, we can basically boss one of their Pokemon into the active. So with Miltank in the active, the Temple of Sinnoh has deactivated the effect of our special energy. Oh, we got another Crushing Hammer. Let me just get VENUSAUR first. And then use Team Yell's Cheer. Get a Snorlax and then Celine, and also Boss's Order. Use Crushing Hammer. That didn't succeed. Let's go ahead and use Loopy Lasso. Alright, cool. We got heads. Let's get this guy in the active. That will put it to sleep. And then we can use VENUSAUR's ability. So the sleep... Okay, well. If my opponent flips tails, that will keep their Pokemon in that sleep condition. So that prevents them from attacking, from hard retreating their Pokemon as well. So sleep is a pretty strong special condition. But again, between checkup, your opponent can flip a coin and then they can easily remove that sleep condition. They are going to boss my VENUSAUR though, and they're going to use their VSTAR power ability, and that's going to get a knockout off of our VENUSAUR. Now we will not be able to boss anything as of right now. But at least they're not able to get through our Miltank. As long as they don't build up their Inteleon line, we should be okay. Let's go ahead and reuse our Zigzagoon. And then can build up another VENUSAUR. Okay. So as of right now, our Miltank is invulnerable to any attacks. It's indestructible right now. The only thing that gets through it is if they evolve into their quick shooting Inteleon, which Hisuian Samurott VSTAR builds uses a lot of. So between Zigzagoon and also quick shooting Inteleon, they can deal a lot of chip damage, and they can also attack with their Inteleon. Okay, let's get rid of these two for now. We have Ordinary Rod anyways to get it back. But slowly but surely though, that's what I'm afraid of. If they start or they completely set up their Inteleon line, that's where all the damages come in, and then we might not be able to win this match at all. So they still have 25 cards left in their deck, so this is going to be a while, but we're going to do our best. We can attack with Miltank. It's just that Temple of Sinnoh is really messing up our special energy, and we only have 4 energies in this build, really. You know, and Miltank is the only one that I prefer putting it on, you know, to attack with its route attack. Okay, Alright, we have Gloria. We can set up 2 more basic Pokemon on our bench. But as far as drawing into more cards, I wish I had a rare candy so I can evolve into my VENUSAUR already. And there it is. They have 1 quick shooting Inteleon set up already. And it's slowly chipping away at our Miltank. And that's basically the whole strategy that my opponent is going for. Because again, their V Pokemon cannot damage my Miltank. So they're going for the next best thing. There it is. We are immune to their attack damage. We have Evolution Incense. We will need a rare candy to set up our Obstagoon as well. Let me just get these 2 back to the deck. Use Gloria. Set up another Bulbasaur in case they boss the other one. I'll just get these and then I'll pass Sunny Bloom. Alright, we got Level Ball and a Marnie. So Marnie is going to help us draw into more cards. That's going to put our VENUSAUR into the bottom of our deck, but we can always just reshuffle it once we use like Level Ball or Quick Ball or something like that. They have Agatha though, transferring a lot of, or 3 damage counters from their Samurott to our Miltank, helping them to put more damage to our Miltank. And yeah, we're pretty much almost there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7, 8. Yeah, so they need 2 more quick shootings on our Miltank to for them to knock it out. But like I said, that Temple of Sinnoh is messing up our special energy, so we will need another energy to attack with Miltank. Unless we can get rid of that stadium. Otherwise, Miltank will just be a wall for us. Alright, let's go ahead and use Marnie. Alright, cool. We got Galar Mine, so we can get rid of that Temple of Sinnoh. We got a rare candy, but now we don't have any evolution Pokemon on hand. So for the meantime, I'm just going to use Palpad, Recycle Marnie, and also Team Yell's Cheer. And then now we can use Route, dealing 110 damage. And then we got another rare candy. Alright. So they still need 2 more quick shooting to knock out my Miltank. But as of right now, we're still immune to their attacks. Unless they can find an evolution here. Oh, they're just going to attack with Zigzagoon. Okay, so they're going to do chip damage. And then... Alright, cool. Dude, that was close. Alright. That could actually work. If they got heads, they're going to get a knockout off of this Miltank. Let me boss this guy. We're dealing 110 damage. We might be able to knock it out, actually. So let's go ahead and use Route. We got a knockout off of their Hisuian Samurott VSTAR finally. Got a Zigzagoon and a Bruno. So that's going to help us to draw into more cards. And what's nice about Bruno is that it shuffles your entire deck and then you draw 7 cards if your opponent knocks out one of our Pokemon. So, nice. They will get a knockout off of that quick shooting though. But now we have a chunkier Snorlax Gormandize in the active spot. It's going to be a lot harder for them to knock this one out. And they don't have any energies to attack with this water type Inteleon. unless they have water energies. The quick shooting requires only colorless energies to attack, so that one for sure they can attack for 70 damage. But yeah, they are ahead in prizes though. We need to stall a little bit further, and ideally what I try to do is set up 2 VENUSAURs on my bench at least, because that's gonna give me 2 chances for a coin flip. Because once I set up the blocking Snorlax, we might be able to trap one of their Pokemon in the active spot, and that will prevent them from retreating. So they're using another scoop up net. They still need 1 damage counter to our Snorlax, and then they can attack. They just need 1 more energy to their Samurott, and then they can knock out our Snorlax. But they don't have any energy. Okay, so we survive another turn. Could use this Zigzagoon, I guess. And then we can use Bruno. Since they knocked out one of our Pokemon using their quick shooting, we can actually draw into a lot of cards this turn. We got a Crushing Hammer. Come on. No, we did not get anything from that. I'm gonna scoop this guy up, remove that damage counter, put 1 damage counter to their Samurott, and then could put that twin energy to Zigzagoon. Just thinning out my hand here. Gormandize. Most likely they're just gonna knock out my Snorlax anyways. Okay, we got rare candy, so we can evolve into Obstagoon. We can start having our opponent discard their hand down to 4, and go from there. So with the whole strategy of this build, guys, I guess you just have to realize that your opponent will get ahead in prize most of the time. So most of your Pokemon are just getting knocked out left and right. But late game, once they've expended all of the resources from their deck, that's when you start using a lot of your disruption. So Obstagoon is going to limit their hand further, and then you can start trapping their Pokemon in the active spot with no other resources to use. They're just going to get stuck in the active, and then you just wait until they knock out. So right now my opponent only has 8 cards left in their deck. So again, they're getting a knockout here. They have 3 prizes left. And the only thing I'm really afraid of is the quick shooting Intellions. Because even if we can trap one of their Pokemon that cannot attack in the active spot, they can just continue to use their ability to chip away at our Pokemon and then get their last 2 prizes that way. But at least we're able to get 1 VENUSAUR set up. And again, since they knocked out one of our Pokemon last turn, we can draw into more cards here with our Bruno, getting us 2 rare candies and an evolution for our Obstagoon and also VENUSAUR. So now we have 2 chances to use VENUSAUR's Lasso ability. Then we can also use Wicked Ruler, have our opponent discard their cards from their hand till they have 4 left. See, if we wait 8 turns, that's still a lot of damage coming from their quick shooting Inteleon. It's a total of 16 damage. Go ahead and use Loopy Lasso. I can get this Inteleon. It's gonna fall asleep, but I could also make... Alright, cool. I'm gonna put this guy back into the active, alright? I'm hoping, come on. You need to stay asleep, bro. Let me retreat into Snorlax. I can Gormandize, get rid of this boss, and then get Miltank, then Gormandize. Okay, I need this guy to remain asleep. Sleep! Yeah. Nice. Alright, so we're still good. We're still good. So as long as we have Miltank, we can negate attack damage from this Hisuian Samurott VSTAR. They have one switch in there, and they've used up a bunch of scoop up net. So we don't have anything to get our Snorlax out of the active either. So I'm hoping I get something with Celine here. For the meantime, my opponent's distracted with Miltank. So they're posting most of their quick shooting on my Miltank. But at least that's still gonna require them a few more turns before they can knock it out. Okay, Tool Jammer, that's not really gonna help out anything. So we're okay. Energy Search, they have one Dark Energy. Okay. Alright, I just need this guy to remain asleep, and then we're 4 turns away from winning, guys. And then we have Infinite Loop ability, okay? As long as we can keep their attackers asleep, alright, we can put our Galar Mine Stadium, which is gonna make it more difficult for them to... Come on, give me heads. Nice, okay. Let me get a Scoop Up Net, at least. And then... let me use Loopy Lasso. Alright, cool. Let me get this guy into the active. It cannot attack, but we're not preventing them from... Okay, cool. Let's get this guy back into the active. Alright. As long as it remains asleep, we're okay. Gormandai some more. That'll get us our Scoop Up Net. Alright, cool. Yes! So with good RNG, guys, you can trap your opponent in the active spot. So far, we've been good with our coin flips with VENUSAUR. And also the sleep condition with our opponents. So they cannot attack. They're trapped in the active. We have a Scoop Up Net. But this can turn the tides at any point. There's the heads. So it's awake now. It's awake. We evolve into Obstagoon. That's going to prevent it from being knocked out with their quick shooting. Come on, Celine. Oh, we don't get anything. Let's go ahead and try our Loopy Lasso again. Okay, we failed that one. Come on. Alright, we got one. So let's trap this guy in the active. It's gonna sleep. And then scoop up Snorlax. Put Miltank. So even if they are able to retreat, they're not gonna knock out my Miltank with their Hisuian Samurott. So we're just gonna recycle their our Celine back to the deck. So the problem is now that their Inteleon is awake, if they have another energy on hand, they can put an energy, they can retreat. But at least 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're still good. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so they need 2 more quick shooting to knock out my Miltank. But their resources might be expended already, so that's it. We need 2 more turns. No, they have one more. They have one more scoop up. All right, one more scoop up. They might be getting another chance with this Zigzagoon. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, if they can get a 30 damage output here. No, even if just 1, actually. Even if just 1 damage, they can knock out my Miltank. Because, no, they're not even going to quick shooting. Ah, there it is. Oh. Ooh, okay, this is so close. Okay, at least Snorlax has 150 HP. Let's have our opponent discard their hand first, right? So that's gonna leave them with 4 cards left in their hand. And then Loopy Lasso. Nice. Very good. Let's get this guy in the active. And then we'll just leave it there. Team Yell's Cheer. And then we can get Boss's Order, Miltank, and then another blocking Snorlax. And then we're just gonna pass, I think. Because I'm probably just gonna maintain that Inteleon in the active. Because our Snorlax is not immune to damage, but their Inteleon is awake. Again, if they have energy, you can just put one energy and then they can retreat it. They can quick shooting my Snorlax. They can knock it out with... Dude, they don't they don't have any energy. I think that's it. I think that's it. They're trapped. You know what? Even with energy, they can't escape actually, because Snorlax is blocking them. They cannot retreat. Even if with energy, they cannot retreat. So yeah, they need a scoop up net, a switch to get it out of the active, and if they're only relying on quick shooting. But if they attack my Snorlax and then do 2 quick shooting, they can actually knock it out and get the last prize. Let's go ahead and Loopy Lasso. Nice. So they cannot attack for sure on their next turn. You know what? We can just use Marty. I didn't even see that. So that will allow them to draw the last remainder of their deck. And all we need to do is pass for the win. There it is, guys. Can't believe I won that, man. Good game. Alright, are you guys in for another game? Well, we'll be able to go first this time around. We're just going to put Miltank in the active and set up a Bulbasaur on our bench. So Miltank will be able to negate attacks from Pokemon V. And we can set up our Venusaur. We just need a rare candy. And I am using Temple of Sinnoh in this build. Just testing it out. I think Galar Mine Stadium is better. But we'll see. So we got a rare candy and a Marnie from our draws there. Got a Zigzagoon. Can put chip damage to their Solrock. Put the stadium in play. So this could be a Lunatone Solrock combo. So what I'm afraid of is that since we're dealing with single prizers, Miltank is not going to be of any use. Although one strategy that I can think of is probably trap their Solrock in the active, because it doesn't really attack. Lunatone is the main attacker, and Solrock is basically just there to re-energize or energize Lunatone. They are gonna boss my Zigzagoon though and just pass, so we can evolve this guy. I'll just evolve my Venusaur. We can evolve into Obstagoon, but since now that Zigzagoon is in the active, we're just gonna set up our Venusaur for the meantime. So we'll just Marnie here. Okay, we can set up another Venusaur line. Zigzagoon that guy, and then let's use their stadium. That doesn't really do anything. Let's just Loopy Lasso that guy. Maybe we can make it go to sleep, and then it's gonna get trapped in the active spot. Okay, it wakes up. So one main thing that they could do is actually energize their Solrock and then retreat with it. That discards the energy, putting more energies in the discard pile so that they can energize their Lunatone. Yeah, just like that. So okay, they discarded their Greninja. Dude, this stadium is, if you're using a lot of item cards, I get it. But if not, never use that stadium. It's very dangerous. But I guess it's working out for them because it discards a lot of energies too. Because energies are not item cards. Okay. Cool. Let's evolve into another Venusaur, I think. They don't have a lot of cards on hand, so just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use Bruno. And then Loopy Lasso. Okay. Let's get this guy into the active again. Poison it. And go from there. Okay. So what we're trying to do basically is have my opponent expend their resources. So to get their Solrock out of the active, there it is. They're using Scoop Up Net, and the more Scoop Up Net they use, the less likely that they're gonna be able to get it out of the active. The more we trap their Solrock. But now that they have Lunatone in the active spot, they can get a knockout here. And again, don't worry about getting knocked out. You know, they have to go through 6 prizes before they can win the game. So just be patient and don't panic, I guess, is my advice that I have with piloting this type of control deck. Moon Kinesis to get a knockout, 120 damage, enough to knock out our Zigzagoon. I'll just put my Miltank in the active. It's not as useful. Get rid of that, and then I'll get my Snorlax to block my opponent from retreating some point in the future. Get a Crushing Hammer. It's not really gonna help out in this matchup since they can just re-energize it with Solrock. So let's just, come on, Loopy Lasso. There it is. Loopy Lasso. Alright, cool. It remains asleep, so now they cannot retreat it. And we're just gonna kill. Oh, they have escape rope. What is this? What is this? It doesn't look like we're gonna win this one. Okay. But you know what? The more they use their stadium, the more they discard their cards from their deck. It's gonna make it a lot faster for us to win this game, to be honest with you. So it's becoming a double-edged sword against my opponent. So let's see how it goes. Moon Kinesis, we survive an attack, dude. My boy Snorlax survives an attack. Nice. Okay, we can discard this one. And then Loopy Lasso. Okay, come on, Loopy Lasso. Quick Ball. We got a Quick Ball. Get rid of this. Get a Snorlax. Okay. Alright. Let's use Ordinary Rod, and then we can get these 2 back. Loopy Lasso. Come on. Alright, cool. I need you to remain asleep, okay, while Igorman dies. Come on, sleep. Sleep. Oh, it's awake. Well, it is what it is. So at least I can see the point with Crushing Hammer. We can at least decrease the attack damage output. But you know what? Again, it doesn't matter because Solrock can just re-energize it. Doesn't really matter. I did include Tool Scrapper with this build, just in case you know, my opponent has like Air Balloon or something. Okay, let's evolve into Obstagoon now. Now we can use our Wicked Ruler. We can limit our opponent's options from this point forward now. They're gonna have to think twice about what to do. And yeah, we've been discarding a lot of essential cards with their stadiums, so I gotta watch myself and not use it as much as possible. Let's see, I'm just gonna pass. So now that we have Snorlax to block their escape, they again need to use some type of trainer card to get their Solrock out of the active. And now we wait. They have a boss's order. They can disrupt us that way though. So once they get our Snorlax out of the active, they can move freely from that point forward. We could knock their Solrock out with the poison though. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we might be able to knock out their active with a poison. So it's 6 right now. After they pass, it'll be 7. If we pass, it'll be 8. Yeah, so that poison damage will end at their turn. So it's gonna be our turn, even after their Solrock gets knocked out. So we're just gonna continue to pass here and be patient. We have Marnie so that we can reshuffle a lot of our cards back to the deck, and there we got a knockout from that poison. We got rare candy from our prize, and it's still our turn. We're just gonna continue to Loopy Lasso one of their Pokemon in the active spot, and we're gonna continue to trap it with our Snorlax, blocking their retreat. There it is. So as of right now, the card count we have on hand compared to our opponent, even though they still have 17 cards in their deck and we have 15, we are still actually ahead in this game. And there it is. That's that's the whole strategy. This is the epitome of the strategy of this build. If your opponent cannot escape their active, we wait until they deck out. And that's how you win the game, guys. It's not as fast as Durant, but it works, okay? Alright, they're gonna wake up. And again, it doesn't really matter if they wake up. They cannot retreat while Snorlax is in our active spot. So we're just waiting. The more cards they have on hand, we can use Obstagoon. Okay. Poison damage is gonna fall on our turn though, so once we pass, yeah, their Solrock will get knocked out that turn though, and that's gonna leave our Snorlax open for Lunatone to knock it out. So we use Celine here, we get nothing, so that uses up our supporter Pokemon our turn. We're just gonna Palpad them back to the deck, get rid of these two tool cards. Not that we need to get rid of them, but yeah, I'm just gonna use Loopy Lasso here, and then we got one. Nice. And we start over, we pass, and then grow from there. So we couldn't let that Solrock get knocked out, because once that happens again, Lunatone will be able to knock out our Snorlax. So we play the waiting game. We're just gonna continue to pass, and I'm expecting my opponent to use Boss's Order at some point to get my Snorlax out of the active spot. But regardless of what they do, we will need to set up another. I'm guessing they're probably just gonna boss one of our VENUSAUR, knock it out, and that's gonna give us a turn or two to set up another VENUSAUR line. Alright, so at least that's gonna speed up the process of the number of cards they have on hand. So now they have 5. Unless they use one, we can have them. Dude, they had another Scoop Up Net. Okay. So there goes our Snorlax. Ugh, oof, oof. But that's okay. They still have 4 prizes left to go. They have 4 prizes left to go. Let's go ahead and use Bruno. Okay, we got another Snorlax. Nice. Wicked Ruler. Okay, good. And then I mean, we can attack with Miltank, I guess. Go ahead and route. Get rid of this Lunatone. Maybe they don't have any other Lunatone. Okay, we got a Gloria. I mean, that's one less attacker they have in play. Oh, okay. They have Rescue Carrier. Alright. They have Rescue Carrier. Alright. So they will knock out our Miltank. And they'll need 3 more prizes after that. Scoop Up Net again. Okay. I think they're out already. 180 damage against our Miltank. So here we go. We gotta take our chances here. If we're both tails on this Loopy Lasso, that's it. Let's go ahead and use Celine. Okay, we got one. The Zigzagoon. I could use a rare candy maybe. We get a Zigzagoon again. Loopy Lasso. Alright, cool. So let's continue to trap this Solrock in the active spot. Wicked Ruler. And, alright. Thank you. It is a pretty good deck. Realistically speaking though, guys, this build won't always work, okay? They have 4 scoop up nets in their discard pile, so I don't know if they have any more switch or escape ropes, but as of right now, we're looking good. They're out of scoop up nets. That's all I'm worried about as of right now. So that might be it. We might be able to trap the Solrock in the active spot, and yeah, we just have to wait it out. 5 more cards left in their deck. Yeah, so let's go ahead and use Team Yell's Cheer. Get a Snorlax, Miltank, and a Celine. And yeah, you just basically use that infinite loop, and you will never run out of cards, right? Scoop up this guy. Maybe it's a liability. They do target it at some point. And Loopy Lasso, do we need to? I mean, we can, not that we need to. Alright, that's fine. Let's just get another Solrock in the active. That way, you know, we're sure that we're not gonna knock out the one already in the active. Alright, so yeah, we're just gonna continue to do this until my opponent decks out. So in the combination of the infinite loop and trapping your opponent in the active spot with Snorlax, blocking their retreat, it actually works. And I really appreciate VENUSAUR's ability to just Pokemon catch their Pokemon from their bench into their active spot. It's actually a really strong ability. Just like that. See that? And we're just going to continue to switch it out. And yeah, there you go. But the only thing with VENUSAUR though is hard to set up because it's a stage 2 and it takes up a lot of room in the deck. My opponent's giving me the well played. Is this it? There's the scoop, guys. Nice, we get another win. Good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.